Guys, welcome to another replay. Here, let me pause this real quick. This is Krevin, and welcome to another replay. This is me playing again. It's Bretonia versus an Empire enemy, Johnny Foker. That is his name. Not my name for him, just his name. So as you can see here, he's brought halberdiers, but actually let's go back and look at my line real quick, and then I'll show you his. So I'm sporting what's kind of come to be my overall build when I go as Bretonia, and that's 2 of the Pegasus Knights. I bring 2 of the Trebuchets. I have 3 of the Polarms, men-at-arms Polarms, and then 2 of the Spearmen at Arms. Also over here I have a Mounted Yeoman and then 2 Knights of the Realm. This seems to work for me really well. It's fairly flexible. Oh, I nearly forgot. Then I have 2 Peasant Archers. These guys don't tend to do too much damage, but you can appreciate them in a pinch when they sometimes deal a good psychological. They have a significant psychological factor in your opponent. A lot of people don't play as Bretonia particularly, I've found, and they're not sure exactly how much damage these guys are going to do, although people tend to underestimate, I find, Bretonian units in general. So here we go. I'm kind of set up with my spears along here, forming a line, my 2 trebuchets, my Pegasus Knights over here, and I just was kind of going to focus on a flank over here, but we found ourselves spawning at opposite corners of the map. Over here, my opponent has made this quite the battle, really a battle of polearm units. He's got 5 of these halberdiers, which are quite expensive, quite deadly units for the Empire. And then he's got a bunch of these handgunners here, 4 of them. Yeah, 4. They are very good units, much better than my archers for sure. And then over here he's got a couple of the Empire Knights. Up here he's riding with Karl Franz and a light wizard as well. Over here I'm of course playing as, I always forget his name. Just Cheese Man, because that's me, but I think it's Lucas something. I don't remember. And then I have the Maiden down here, and she's not going to get too much action in this. Typically, Bretonia relies on its spells heavily. Now I'm going to start this real quick, see how things progress. But Bretonia, I found, really relies heavily on using their spells at critical moments in a battle, really to turn the tide in their favor, because their units, at least infantry-wise in general, are very poor. Their spearmen over here have bad morale, and the polearms, although their morale is, well, better, they don't stand up very well in melee combat unless they're against cavalry units. But I do like them. They look really cool. Love the skins here for them. And then you can see like noticeably like how much dirtier these guys over here are compared to them. The rabble, and then the peasants up here. Anyway, so we're just gonna basically start off with trebuchet fire. Let's actually zoom in. I'm gonna focus on this unit here on the right. My idea was, what I was kind of afraid of happening. Oh, by the way, his light wizard went and took a shot at me there, so my health went down a bit. But I just figured that I'd aim for one of their halberd units at a time. What I was kind of scared of was his missile units playing a kind of keep away with my front line and whittling down my infantry. So I figured I'd just knock these guys out right off the bat and free up my cavalry to move around and take out his missiles. So here my archers are. Give me some licks. Oh, just brutal. Look at this unit, down to 44. What's their base? 90? Yeah, down. Taken out. That's half their unit wiped out before they even reach the line, and they're routing. So then my archers are going to focus fire on these guys a little bit. Looks like his light wizard is casting a spell right here. I'm not actually familiar with the light chain too much. I'm not sure what this is, but some kind of vortex. So here my archers are falling back before his halberdiers. And I'm just keeping my Pegasus Knights over here. I'm really just laying back and waiting. It seems like he's sending his infantry pretty far ahead of his missiles, not micromanaging particularly well. My Trebuchet is getting in some close range shots here. Let's get a look at this charge right here. Boom! Not a particularly stupendous charge, just because one of my man-at-arms buffs is resistance to charges of all kinds. There we are. There's another one. So these guys are going to engage right here. This is the only time that my maiden really gets any fire. So his missiles are going to start taking pot shots. So she's going to start releasing some of the winds. And also all different kinds of buffs. Yeah, Curse of the Midnight Wind, and another one pretty soon, which is going to buff my guys a good bit. Meantime, he's going to keep sniping. I've started moving my knights over here, the Knights of the Realm and Yeoman. And now I'm sending out my Pegasus Knights. So I'm just going to try to encompass and come around behind his units. As you can see, he's been losing the fight here. He's continuing to try to take out... Oh, Lewin Leoncoeur, that's his name. He's trying to take out Lewin. I'm not particularly worried about it, though. If I can keep him distracted by Lewin a little bit, then I will. Boom. Oh, my Trebuchet's doing some friendly damage. But my Trebuchets are just really taking out his units. My Pegasus Knights have engaged with Karl Franz up here. So his generals get bogged down. They're not doing too much damage right now, but they're nipping away at it and keeping him hassled, keeping him from making rational decisions. Here we go. It's all about psychological battle, really, when you're playing with Bretonnia. Because if he had decided to play keep away with his missile units on my front line, if my trebuchets hadn't been able to keep up, then the battle would have been over. But because I was able to destroy a lot of his frontline infantry, I freed up my cap to really do this to him. Yeah. He's gotten taken down to half his life. Let's run away up, and there it is. Decisive victory. Not often you get those. So yeah, you can see that my Knights of the Realm, my Yeoman, just managed to get into his units here. I managed to bring one of my Polarms around and just deal with his cav somewhat. As you can see, he still had a good deal of Reichsguard left. And even some of his halberdiers were still fighting over here. I don't know how this would have gone. Even with my buffs, my debuffs and my buffs, I was still having a hard time with his halberdiers on this front. What really turned the tide as far as the infantry goes was these trebuchets in a big way. Just being able to do the damage, get the shots off here on the field. You can see how the trebuchets just laid waste over here, and even as they were coming along right here, some trebuchets hit. So yeah, you can kind of see that. Let's end the replay here. Take a look at the numbers. So here we are. Not too many kills, really. His losses 381 and mine 104. As you can see, my trebuchets taking the pick 111, being the unit with the most kills here. And I also placed all my upgrades on my trebuchets. They are a key unit for Bretonnia, for sure. See, not too many kills on his side, but still good game to my opponent, and this is a learning experience for both of us. So yeah, thanks for watching, and tune in next time.